shirt. Too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. And I am too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan.
Welcome back, everybody, this week to this episode of Doing It with Stiles. I want to thank you all again for the support that you give us here at the studio and all of the shows that we put out here. If all of you who are familiar with the Gift of Giving show, Stephen Allett, you will recognize these people here. They are sponsors of his show, and they are from the Firelight Barn. And I'm going to ask us if we'll go down the line, and if you'll introduce yourself and tell us what the hell you do.
My name's Tess, and I play the banjo, mandolin, fiddle, keys, drums, sing, and that's about it.
She occasionally dances.
I've seen her dance.
Occasionally,
And
yeah.
that's why occasionally, yeah, that's right. That makes sense.
Yep. And then, like, in our business, I do all of, like, the graphic artist stuff, and yeah.
Really, then I need to talk to you after the show.
Okay. Don't steal her away from me.
No.
I'm Tony Jackson. I'm actually the mom of these kids. And of course, our group name is called Mama's Wranglers, performing at the Firelight Barn. And I don't do as much as they do because they're so talented. But I play bass in the band and then coordinate, group ticket sales and the overall stuff.
Isn't there a song, country western song, Mama Played Bass?
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. It
So I'm
was
surprised
for
you
me.
guys don't do that on your show.
We do it.
We
Oh,
do
you do like it? Okay, we just missed it that night. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm Graydon, and I play the guitar and the violin and dance and sing in the show. I also am not as talented as my sisters, but I'm much better looking, so it makes up for it.
So what kind of dancing do you do, Graydon?
So Skylar and I, we clog.
And what is clog?
So clogging is a Western style of dance. It is the closest thing you could think of would be tap dancing,
Right?
but tap dancing is very low to the ground. And clogging, we lift our knees up and bring it up a whole lot more.
Yeah, I thought you were going to fall over that one time.
It's just because of how tall I am. Don't worry.
I am Skylar. With an ER. And I play the drums, the mandolin, the fiddle, the keyboard. I think that's harmonica. I think that's it.
No, there's something else.
And then I sing and I dance, and I am the yodeler in the band.
And you had promised that if I gave you a chance that you would show us a little bit of your talent in that area.
Ooh, how much you gonna pay me?
I
No.
don't say much.
Yes. Do you want to do that right now?
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right.
Show us.
Here we go. Hey,
How old were you when you first started doing that?
I was 6.
6?
I was 6 years old. My
Did you?
mom,
I mean, did your mom say, "Okay, you're going to be the yodeler. I want you to learn how to yodel"?
kind of.
I don't know.
It didn't turn out. It started because I wanted somebody to yodel.
Yes.
Because
Right.
we play country western music, so
Yeah.
it only makes sense that would fit great in our show. So I went to the oldest, and she said,
That's embarrassing.
So then I went to the next.
I'm not doing it.
And so it just kind of by default fell to her because she was only 6 years old. She didn't know what embarrassment meant. I took her to a teacher, and the teacher was like, "Oh, they can't learn this until they're like 15 or 16. They have to know how to go from the diaphragm to
Right.
the head voice. And they can't learn that until they're like 15 or 16 years old." Well, I said, just give her a try because she's really smart. She's really brilliant. And she's very musically talented. And 20 minutes later, she was yodeling. Just
Wow.
like that. One lesson. And then we started recording CDs, and she was yodeling and just started bringing down the houses everywhere we performed across the nation.
Well, when you're up on stage, it really looks like you're having fun.
Yes.
I mean, it really does. You can tell when somebody's phoning it in. You don't do that. Well, none of you do actually.
Right.
And it's nice to see. It's nice to see a family, that can get up there and do that and work together. And I'm sure you've had your fun times and your not so fun times, and
Right. Yeah. we-
especially with brothers and sisters. I have a sister, so I know how it is, man.
Yeah, I mean the family dynamics is always like dealing with siblings and family, but also you have your days where the show must go on no matter how good you feel or how bad you feel. So I remember one time they took me on some rides at a carnival that we were performing at, made me very nauseous. I still had to go on stage, and I was just like holding everything in, and then I'd run off stage in between, back to the back of the stage and throw up, and then I'd run back on stage because the show just had to go on.
It was my fault. I love spinny rides.
Oh yeah.
And so I took Mom on a very spinny ride, and I didn't realize she had such a weak stomach. And so I never took her on another ride like that again.
Well, not before a show anyway, right?
Not
Right.
exactly, yes.
So you actually there were 6 of you when you started out, right?
There were 6 kids and me, so there were actually
7.
7
Wow.
of us at one time when they were all younger, and we would just pick up and travel around. And me being a single mom, I would just make sure I had 6 little cowboy hats, 6 little pairs of boots, and we would take up and go perform wherever the money was.
Well, I know it's work. I honestly I do. I know how much work it is to put a show together and to do what you guys do. But was it fun?
Yeah.
And if it's not, I mean, you can tell the truth because we're on camera, so
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
take
tell
this
us.
to court.
That's right.
No, I think one of the most amazing things about performing and traveling as much as we have is, yes, it's been so much fun performing, but it's also been so much fun traveling that entire time. Because we've gotten to see and do stuff that like no other people can say they do in like their entire life.
There's no better education than traveling.
Yeah.
I've said for years that we should take kids when they get about 13, 14 years old, take them out of school, and then run them all over the world for 2 years, and then back to school. I mean, and do that worldwide with all the kids. And,
What a learning experience.
Yeah. You get to meet people from all over the world, different walks of life, and you realize how similar we all are. And we're all in this together. And, we're all trying to do the same thing. So that's awesome. Yeah. And do you always talk this much?
I'm the quietest one of the bunch.
Her talent is in the instrumentation. She's quiet until she gets a violin or a banjo, and then she goes crazy.
She's pretty good with a 6-gun too.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
Some nights she's the fastest.
Most nights I am.
Which leads us into our current production is called 31 String Showdown.
Right? And why is it called 31 Strings?
Graded.
Well, if you come to the show and you count all the strings on all the instruments that are up on stage, you'll eventually get to 31 strings.
As long as there's none of them are broken.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
And then the ending part of the show is where 2 of the Wranglers face off in a showdown, and actual real fake guns and actual real fake bullets like that.
I really appreciated that part of the show, and I'll tell you why. When I was a young kid in Southern California, a friend of my parents was actually Roy Rogers' stunt double.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, he looked so much like Roy Rogers. I mean, they could have been twins.
Wow.
He was born the same day and the same year across the country, different parts of the country.
Wow.
And so he taught me quick draw, and, here, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old.
Right.
And, so that was a fun part of the show. I enjoyed the heck out of that.
Good.
And I know that it takes concentration, and you have to focus, and it's not just.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and the audience gets to vote which of us Wranglers.
Right.
Mom's not part of it, unfortunately. She doesn't like to do the quick draw, but it's us 3 kids, and the audience gets to vote. as you saw, of who gets to show down. And I have been in the showdown every single time. I don't know what it is, but Graydon and Tess switch out, but I'm in the showdown every time.
Skylar
So-
talks a big game, and they just want to see her get humbled.
It hasn't happened yet.
No, in fact, you won the night that I was there. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
you got
Who
it.
was she against?
Pardon me?
Who was she against?
You.
Oh.
Oh.
So I think more people need to come and start voting for Graydon and Tess and have them show down. I'm getting tired. No, I'm kidding. No,
Okay,
it's a lot of
you
fun,
heard
though.
that. So when you go out there, all right, you got to vote for Graydon and Tess.
Oh my goodness, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So what is the funnest part of the show for you guys?
The funnest, the most fun.
I think probably for me, it's the audiences when we have a good audience, because we love what we're doing already.
Yeah.
And we love making people happy. And when they are actually enjoying it so much and their energy is so high, it makes our job so much easier to get that energy there.
Yeah.
And when we're seeing people laughing and joking and singing along, dancing along, we just, for us, that's a huge reward because we're working so hard to get them to be enjoying it. So
The night that we were there, there was an older couple that got up and started dancing to, could I have
Could I
this
just
dance for the rest of, yeah.
yes.
And I thought that was pretty cool. So
That
I think
was
everybody
so sweet.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So, and that must make you guys feel good too.
Yeah.
So, what's the worst thing? What's the thing that you go, oh God, we got to do that again?
Well, that doesn't really have anything to do with the shows, because
Yeah, no,
the shows is all fun. The worst thing is just running the business, the day-to-day business stuff. So that's that's the
But
boring
you have a little
stuff
help
we
with that,
do.
don't you?
Just the four of us.
Really?
4 of us.
Don't you have another daughter or daughter-in-law that helps out? No?
We're doing it all our own. I do have
And
another
you're a
daughter.
pretty good waitress too.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
I do have another daughter that is our bartender, but
Yeah,
she doesn't
right.
help. She doesn't help with any of the
Oh, okay, she just tends
running of
bar.
the business. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And
that's an important job.
It's surprising to me how many people ask us, well, what's your full-time job? They don't understand that
Yeah,
running
I-
this.
And I'm glad that you brought that up because I was going to mention that I'm sure people ask you, oh, well, what do you do,
when
in
you're
your
not
off time?
stage. Yeah.
Yeah, what off time?
No.
Yeah.
Because you do actually, I mean, you have your shows run for a certain length of time and then you kind of change them up and do something a little different.
Exactly.
And then you got a rock and roll show coming up,
Right.
right?
Yep.
When is that?
Well, we just finished our Wranglers Gone Rock. Wranglers Gone Rock was our first rock and roll show that we did.
Okay.
We had done Western music for 23 years.
Right.
And we thought that it would be fun to try our hand at a little bit of rock and roll. So last year we started Wranglers Gone Rock, and we did that show for a year. And we just this last weekend did our last showing of Wranglers Gone Rock. So that would be a little bit of a break. The end of March, we'll start our new rock and roll show.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was just about to get mad at you for not letting me know that.
And on the way here, we just decided on the name of it, which is Rockin' Through Time. Yeah.
Rocking through time?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So
we have a
it's-
50s segment, a 60s segment, 70s, and then we end up with the 80s segment. So, so it's going to be fun because it is rock and roll from the 50s through to the 80s. So
Well, I mean, if you go back to the roots of rock and roll, and I can do that, there was, I mean, Carl Perkins. I mean, there was country influence there in the beginning. I mean, Chuck Berry. I mean, look at all of these people.
right.
And so the rock and roll is just an offshoot or another, just like most music is. You start
Right.
here and before you know it, you're out in left field.
Right.
So, and whose idea was the rock and roll?
It was actually my wife's. My wife has never really been a country fan until she met me, and she really likes what we do. But she was like, well, I think you guys could do a good job at rock and roll too. You guys should try. So she gave me the idea, and I brought it to these guys, and they're like, oh, that's a great idea. So we took it and ran with it.
It's been a lot of fun.
Because we have done rock and roll through the years. That's
Right.
not been a strange thing. Like you said, some of the artists cross over, and so we've like branched out and did some different genres.
Blue
Doo-wop.
suede shoes.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So it wasn't like unheard of for us to throw in rock and roll here and there. It's just to do a whole entire show
Yeah.
with just rock
Okay,
and roll.
so that's it. The whole show is
It's
rock and
rock
roll.
and roll. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
And that's
there's
when, starting the end of March?
no clogging in
Right.
that one.
No yodeling.
Oh.
I know. My claim to fame.
Yeah, March 29th is the first.
The first one?
The
Okay,
premiere
good.
date.
I got to make some reservations then.
Yes.
So clear my schedule.
Well, maybe not come to the premiere, but come to the week after.
Yeah, no, I'm going to wait a couple of weeks. You know,
You'll
let
come
you
to
guys
the premiere.
settle in.
You will love the premiere. All the mistakes and everything, you know, it's.
But and to me, that's the fun part. And I know that with all the shows that I do here, and I try not to edit out anything if I don't
Bloopers.
have to, unless it's really, somebody has really been embarrassed or they say something that is really out of line. But people enjoy that. I mean, look at how many people will stay to the end of the movie and watch the blooper reels,
Right.
and they're really into that.
Yeah.
So when they see you make a mistake, and
Right.
it's kind of like, oh, cool, they're just like me,
They're real people.
Yeah. And so you just we were talking earlier. You're basically getting into a new venture.
Yes, we were just approached recently by someone who is in charge of a 501c nonprofit organization called Music for Hope. And they approached us to be able to put together an assembly, which, again, we've already done assemblies since 2005. We've been doing music educational assemblies for elementary, junior high, even into some high schools. But we really like to focus on those younger years because
Certainly.
they're so impressionable.
Yep.
So we've had this elementary school assembly for years where we go in and we talk to the kids about the brain and how we have right side of our brain, our left side of our brain. And the best place for us to be is in both sides of our brain, and playing a musical instrument helps form that bridge where you can be in both sides of your brain, your creative side, your logical side
Right.
at the same time. So we have been encouraging children to play musical instruments since 2005. Now we want to we are working with this nonprofit so that people can donate to this cause, because we got Clark County's stamp of approval years ago. And I said, well, what about funding for this program? And they said, there isn't any funding for this program, but you have our stamp of approval. So, but the problem is there is a cost to
Yes.
bring that into schools. It's not there's just so many expenses involved with getting that into the schools. So to be able to partner up with a 501c, we are going to be able to accept donations from businesses looking for tax write-offs, for businesses that want to partner with something that's going into the community and giving back to the children, something that will inspire kids for not just a moment that the assembly's there, but for years to come.
Yep.
And so we're so thrilled about it. We're so excited to be able to do this and to be able to get back to the community.
And who you have to call, right?
Who?
Stephen.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yep.
We got to get on his
I mean,
show.
that's what his show is about,
I know,
is all of the
exactly.
charitable organizations here in Southern Nevada and what they do. And yeah, we got to get you on his show.
Yeah, exactly.
And get the word out there so we can get you some donations.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people don't realize I played the trumpet when I was in high school. They started out, they wanted me to play the clarinet. And that was, for a week, all I could get was free. And so they said, come over here, let's try the trumpet. And I really like that. So,
Okay.
but there is no music without math. I mean, you have to have a mathematical brain to be able to create music, or you can, beat on drum a little bit, but to make sense out of it.
Right.
And so anyway, yes, I'm a huge, huge supporter of that.
Yeah, we 100% believe in the power of music, not only for brain development for kids, but in the power of music for healing and for developing discipline
Right.
for not just kids, but for adults. I mean,
Yes.
you have to be disciplined to practice and to learn, and it's a continual learning process. So there's just so many wonderful benefits of music, and that's what has been scientifically proven for kids as well. So we're all aboard of it, because I mean,
Well,
look at where my kids started. They were
Yeah.
all 2 years old and 3
Yeah.
years old when they started playing music.
I mean, and not only that, I mean, just think about driving down the road in your car and the song comes on, and it just, I mean, it takes you to a time and place, that just brings back the memories and makes you feel so good. And damn, if we lose that, we might as well just give it up. So
Right.
anyway, I commend you guys. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you, and just whatever we can do to help. We don't have a lot of money here, but we got airtime,
There you go.
and we can help in that area. So
Excellent.
and I have to ask this question: what happened to the other two, or the other three?
So my oldest, like I said, she when she graduated from high school, she said, I want to go to college. I want to live in dorms. I want to
Sure.
be able to and spread my wings. And so I'm like, I get it. So
Yeah.
we encouraged her to go off to school and to spread her wings and everything, and then she said, I want to keep doing this the rest of my life. He said, I want to do this the rest of my life. And then we had child number 4, who was all into this until all of a sudden she decided, I want to try and go out on my own as an artist, still in
Right.
the music realm, but I wanted, she wanted to try and go on her own. So she moved away to Florida, tried to make a go of it, and she has never come back. And then my next son, he kind of just went off in a different direction when he was in his early teens. And
Yeah, been there, done that.
yeah, and so anyway, he still really much enjoys music, and still really, like, since then he's written several songs. He still plays guitar when he can get a guitar, when he can get his hands on a musical instrument. He still loves music and still has a very strong heart towards music,
Yeah.
and then she's the baby, so that's so.
She didn't have
where
a choice, right?
She wants to do this the rest of her life too.
I mean, I'm the most talented, so I kind of.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Wow.
No, that makes perfect
You
sense.
like to make her think that.
Wow, you speak only to roast me.
Well, and I got to commend you for letting your kids do what they felt like they wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's refreshing, and it's also difficult.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, okay, go ahead. I know you're going to bang your head against the wall a couple times. You're going to fall. You get the skin you need, all of that stuff, and you just got to do that and learn.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but it's awesome to see. We really didn't know what to expect when we went out there, and Stephen had told us about it. I've seen the clips and all that stuff from the commercials, but it was a fun time. It was just a fun night out. Kind of put all your cares away, and just enjoy it and see I appreciated the organization that you guys have there, and you just, everybody got taken care of. And so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
That's why we invite everyone to come out and check it out yourself, because nobody knows what to expect until they've been there. And then we just don't have very many people walk out that door that don't say, I'll be back.
yeah.
They just,
And I'm not a country western fan.
exactly.
I mean, I grew up around country western.
uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But
That's why we have our rock and roll show too.
Yeah, and
But I'm saying
later,
it's still, it's very well done.
Yeah.
and later towards the end of this year, we're actually going to release our first ever movie theme. So we're taking, like, of the top 30 songs of all time
Oh,
through the ages.
You're going to be playing
We are going
movie
to be
themes.
performing those. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So that's going to be a very fun, exciting show. And again, to appeal to more people.
Just movies or TV?
Just movies.
Oh, so Bonanza's out.
Bonanza. Well, we've played Bonanza for years
Yeah.
as well, but yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to see. It's not everything is set in stone yet, but that's what
As
we
far
were
as the
thinking.
song
Yeah.
choices, yeah.
So
Beginning of an argument, guys. Watch.
no. But it really it's gonna be a lot of fun. I really enjoy that. Again, I was practically born on stage.
Yeah.
And so the only thing I've ever known is country western music with the occasional like splash of rock
Different
or
Doo-wop or-
bluegrass and stuff like that. So it's been a whole lot of fun to get more variety in
Right.
our repertoire. And so whatever we feel like whatever songs we feel like will be best in our future shows, then I just love that we can have that variety now.
Right.
So it's going to be really, really fun with the movie hits, or, you know, if we want to splash in a couple TV hits or TV show hits as well, then we could even do that. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Have
to
you decided
experiment.
on any movies yet at all that you want to do, or is there any that oh, we really want to do this one?
I mean, my heart
Top
will go
Gun.
on.
Yeah.
Or Danger Zone, yeah.
Yeah, Top Gun, the Danger Zone, and
But yeah,
So not just countries.
no,
Mhm.
this will
Ooh.
not be country. This will
Ooh.
be
So wait, is that My Heart Will Go On from Titanic?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that one, but I don't want to sing it.
Ta-da!
Yeah, sometimes
Start
it's
practicing
a rock,
now.
paper, scissors thing, and sometimes with all the discussions that friendly fire that we have to solve it. And Graydon has a really great way to sum that up.
Well, we had found in a lot of our discussions and our arguments that a lot of times it would be me versus the girls.
Of course.
And they all think very
I feel you,
similar,
bud.
right? You know, that's just kind of the way it works, right? And all the girls, they kind of think similar and everything. And so a lot of times it would be me on the opposite side of these arguments. So we just figured out, we sat down and said, we gotta find a way that we can get through, you know, these discussions. And so we sat down and we decided that I would make all the major decisions and they would make all the minor decisions. And it's worked really, really good ever since we've done that. We haven't had a major decision since.
Yeah.
He knows his place.
No, I do think that is one of our really big strong points, though, as a family band and a family business, is that even when we have disagreements, we never let it linger or sit there as like festering little, like, ooh, you made me so mad. I think that's something that we've been able to really
Well, we had to get that. That would have come out a long time ago with the like long 18 hours in the van
yeah.
strapped together.
Well, I was going to say that traveling around,
Mhm.
I'm sure there's a lot of, or could create a lot of tense moments, you know, that you have
Like,
to figure out.
You know, don't cross the
Yeah.
line or I'm going to punch you.
She's touching me.
Exactly.
She's touching me.
Exactly. Yep.
So I have two sons, and they're 3 years apart. And I remember when they were growing up, my oldest and my youngest are sitting on the sofa. My youngest was Brandon, and my oldest was Sean. You met Sean, the
Right.
redhead.
Right.
And Sean was always kind of picking on his little brother. I mean, not, you know,
Right,
he was
just-
being funny.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there at the table one evening. I was doing some notes or something for one of the jobs, and I just happened to look up, and I see that, you know, Sean was kind of poking Brandon, and Brandon just hauls off and goes, whacks him in the chest. And it was like, okay, they worked that out, you know.
Yeah.
And that was it, you know, that kind of
Took care of that problem.
Yeah, I understand. So how long have you actually been performing together?
23 years or 24. Yeah.
24 years.
And I'm turning 24 this year.
Wow.
Mhm. So all my life, all their lives practically.
Do I need to call Child Protective Services or
No.
anything?
No.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no.
It's obvious that seeing you guys work together and perform on stage, that you've figured it out, for the most part.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's little glitches here and there, but
As in any business.
yeah. Well, and those things are good
Right.
because sometimes
They
you
help
never
you to
know
grow.
what that can spark.
Yeah.
So, anything else you'd like to talk about? I mean,
We have a YouTube channel.
oh, do you?
We started putting a little bit of stuff on our YouTube channel, and we released a song called the Orange Blossom Special,
I love that.
and it went a little viral, and we're close to 100,000 views on that.
Wow.
So that was pretty big. We just performed.
And what is your title of your channel?
It's Mama's Wranglers.
Mama's Wranglers?
MAMAS.
Yeah.
Wranglers, WRANGLERS. And we performed at the Silver Knights hockey game last weekend, which was huge for us.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw the on your page there.
Right. So we're
So-
going to put a little clip of that performance on the YouTube channel.
Oh, nice.
So people can
Cool.
catch a glimpse of that. And so we're also on other social media, Instagram,
Yep.
Facebook, and then people can go directly to our website, firelightbarn.com, and buy tickets. We do require reservations at our theater because we do sell out
Yeah.
often, and we don't have a restaurant, so we have all our food catered in. We're real thrilled to be partners with Jesse Ray's Barbecue. They've been great to work with. The food is amazing, and so we need reservations in advance so we can make
Right.
sure we have enough food.
Makes
for,
perfect sense.
yeah,
I think there was one empty seat when we were there.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was because they got hit in the crosswalk when they were coming across.
Right.
And speaking of clips, I think that we brought a little clip that I actually put this together.
And it was very
I was just and it's just a habit. I'm sorry. I just took out my phone and I just started, filming little clips while I was there. And so I just put something together. And so we're going to take a look at it and just take a look right back there, and then you'll see what we're talking about.
Please give a big hand to Tess on the fiddle.
And that's Skylar on the mandolin.
Give it up for Bob on the bass. We got Brandon on the guitar.
Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night?
was pretty cool.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
So what else can we talk about? Is that it? I mean, I know you guys have. I'm surprised that you're here. Is this a day off for you guys?
No, this is work hours.
Oh well, hell, we got to get you out of here then.
We felt like it was important enough for all of us to be here.
Oh, thank you. That means a
Yeah.
lot. It's
Yeah.
I love what you guys do for Stephen. I think that's probably the show that I've got here that I'm the proudest of. So for you guys to be a part of that and help us keep getting that message out, like I said, give Stephen a call, tell him about the 501c, and I'm sure we'll get you in here and we'll help you get some money. So
Perfect.
I told you not to call me here. So anyway, any last words? I don't mean last words. Is there anything that you'd like to say before we wrap
That's
up?
vaguely threatening.
Spend your money on the Firelight Bar, not on gambling.
Yeah, good for you. See? So then I have to ask this question: who does the PR for your group?
We all kind of just do PR.
Yeah.
We that's one thing about running the business is that we all do a little of everything.
Right.
But
Well, that's
mostly mom.
Being owners,
Mhm.
we are all trying to. However, we would be very interested in working with somebody that does marketing that knows how to market a family business like this. In the future, we're looking for that.
I might know somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
See?
And also, I think you know Luann Chesick, the showgirl, former showgirl.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, for the
Yeah,
Showgirl Legacy
yeah,
Foundation.
yeah.
Yeah, she wants to talk to you too.
Good.
About maybe doing something out there with you guys.
Good.
So
Good.
that'd be good. I'll get you all her information. I think she has yours.
Yeah.
Because we have a new show starting here in the first week in March, and it's all about the showgirls of Las Vegas, history, and we've got a lot of great guests. We're going to be talking to the people that work backstages too, the costumers, the set designers, the musicians, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun.
That is
So,
great.
That's
And you're
super
doing that with
So-
Luann?
pardon me?
Are you doing that with Luann?
Yeah, I've been trying to put this show together for 2.5 years, maybe a little longer. And I couldn't find the right host. It had to be somebody that was knowledgeable, had been there, had the connections. And Luann was on Stephen's show.
Mhm.
And that's where I met her, and we got to talking afterwards. I told her my ideas and what I wanted to do. And so we shot the first 4 pilots here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, good.
We're real happy with that. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be a winner. So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, it's there. I mean, Las Vegas is showgirls.
Right.
Showgirls are Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and they're not here anymore.
I know.
You know, all of those shows are gone.
Yep.
And so and with her foundation, the Legacy Foundation, it's kind of a way to keep that alive.
Yeah.
And we work with UNLV,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, it's fun. So
Great.
anyway, this is your chance, Greg. Anything else you want to say?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Appreciate you having us though.
Oh, hey, listen,
Me
that's
too.
why this place is here. All right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. All right, and thank you guys. Appreciate you coming back here every week. Like I say, we love the support that you give us and our sponsors. And I want to see you out at Firelight Barn. Where is the Firelight Barn? We forgot to tell them that.
Right. We're located in Henderson near the old Henderson Water Street district. So we are on Boulder Highway, 546 South Boulder Highway. And it's real easy to get to if you just ignore the current construction. But
That's
it's
not going to
real-
last forever, we don't think.
Right. It's real easy to get to from the 95 or the 215, and it's just so easy to access. We have a great parking lot, so people aren't worried about where am I going to park? Is it going to cost me? No, the parking's free. So those are still authentic things that we can offer.
Yes. And we enjoyed the heck out of it. So I want you guys out there. And like I always say, if you're going to do it with Stiles.
Nice work, John.